Hi, welcome to my video on the hyperbola, changing the general form to transformational form. And it's important to be able to change the general form to transformational form because if you wish to find the vertices, the asymptotes, etc., and the center, and you wish to graph it, we need the transformational form. Change to transformational form. So the transformational form is x minus h over a squared minus y minus k over b squared equals 1, or we could have them switched around with the y in front and the x. So the y could go here, positive, and the x would be negative, just switched around. So no matter what we have to make it 1, so we divide by 36. So dividing by 36 gives a 1, and 4 into 36 goes 9, so we get x squared over 9, minus 9 to 36 goes 4, we get y squared over 4. So there's the transformational form. And this one has no fractions, but we have to put it in descending order, or sorry, no, not descending order, because we have x squared, y squareds. So because the x is negative, I like to work with having the y first. So I like to go with 16y squared, plus 16, minus 64y, minus 25x squared plus 50x, and we make it equal to 361. So the reason I put the y first, because the y is positive and the x is negative. Now I will remove the 16 by GCF, so 16 outside of y squared minus 4y. And I'll leave that there. 25 is the GCF in these two terms, so take it out. X squared minus 2x. So we got that done. Now, we want to make this a perfect square trinomial, so a half of negative 4 is negative 2 squared is 4. So when we put the 4 here, we multiply 16 by 4 to get 64. So we'll add it on. Then a half of, make this a perfect square trinomial, take a half of negative 2, which is negative 1 squared is 1. We multiply to balance it out. Negative 25 times 1 is negative 25. So that gives us 16. This is a perfect square trinomial, so we take as a y, a half of negative 4 is negative 2, being squared. Negative 25, and that's perfect square, so that's an x, a half of negative 2 is negative 1 being squared. And that all adds up to give us 400. So now we need the transformational form, so we divide by 400. $16 goes into 425 times, so you get y minus 2 squared over 25 minus x minus 1 squared. 25 goes into 416 times, and 400 divided by 400 is 1. So we have the transformational form, so we're able to, again, graph it by getting its vertices, its asymptotes, and etc., 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 and a center. So notice the center now is 1, 2. X is 1, y is 2, and the center up here, x is 0, y is 0. And let's do another one. In this one, the positive square term should go first, so the x goes first because it's positive, in descending order with the x's. Then we do descending order with the y's, and the 44 negative goes to the right to become positive. And so we take the 4 out by factoring x squared plus 6x. Take the negative 16 out by factoring y squared plus 2y. We factor to make the coefficient of x squared 1. So now we have half of 6 is 3 squared is 9. So 4 times 9 is 36. A half of 2 is 1, so 1 squared is 1. So it's negative 16. And so that becomes 4. The factorization is an x. Half of plus 6 is plus 3. So that trinomial is factored into a binomial squared, negative 16. And y squared is y. A half of plus 2 is plus 1, and squared. And that all adds up to 64. And we divide by 64 each part. 4 into 64 goes 16, so we get x plus 3 squared over 16. Subtract 16 into 64 goes 4, so we get a y plus 1 squared over 4. And 64 divided by 64 is 1. So that's the transformational form again. The transformational form enables you to pick up the vertices, the center, and the asymptotes. And it enables you to graph from the transformational form. The center, opposite of the center for the x is negative 3, for the y is negative 1. So that's changing transformational form, general form to transformational form. Very similar to the ellipse, identical, except when you're doing hyperbolas, which has a plus and a minus on the x squared y squared. One of them is a minus, one of them is a plus with x squared y squared. I put the positive one first. So here I put the y first and the negative second. So the y went first, the x went second, because I put the positive and then the negative. And this one, I did the x and then the y, because the x is positive, y is negative. So I always put the negative on the right side. And the positive one, that gives you where the vertices go and where the equation of the asymptote passes through. It's the transverse axis. So this one has the transverse axis of the x, and this one has a transverse axis vertical with the y. So that's changing the general form to transformational form. And if you like my video, click the like button. If you're not a subscriber, click the subscribe button. And you want to visit my math website, www.mathfullyexplained.com, which has one word, notice, Math Fully Explained. And in that site, you'll find more information about me, my videos, and the content on my YouTube channel called Math Fully Explained. Thank you for viewing my video. Hope the video helped you. Bye-bye.